The big rematch between Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira has just been announced for UFC 320 as the main event, and I'm here to give you my early recap of it. I'm picking Pereira by early knockout. I've been tossing and turning because I really do think Magomed has a great chance to win this and win this even more dominantly. I think if this goes past round two, that Magomed's probably going to win by KO. He has really fast hands. He's a very well-rounded fighter, a very well-coached fighter, a very well-trained fighter. The UFC tend to get what they want. They want Pereira versus Aspinall, and this isn't even like a oh man, the UFC's pulling strings. No, I think Pereira's pissed off that he lost that fight and is going to be way more aggressive. And if he's going to be more aggressive, I'd have to imagine that he's going to land that shot. If he lands a shot that rocks Magomed, do I believe that Magomed's going to survive? Magomed's very, very tricky. He's very crafty. He can survive after being hurt. It's not gonna matter. Pereira is going to walk in there, rock him, because he's not going to fear the takedown anywhere near as much. He's going to rock him and wobble him, and if he has him rocked and wobbled, he's not letting Magomed off the hook. Magomed isn't going to get let off the hook. Pereira doesn't let people off the hook unless Magomed is able to counter him and put him out cold. I think Pereira is going to sleep Magomed inside 2 rounds. I think Magomed is a really, really good fighter. I think this is an all-time great fight. This this really, really is going to shape the history of the and landscape of the weight class moving forward. But nothing in me believes that Magomed is going to survive getting rocked and wobbled by Pereira. Pereira didn't find that shot in the first fight, mainly because he was too busy defending takedowns and worrying about the takedowns, which is why he got cracked and almost put away in round two. He knows that he can defend the takedowns now. I've been seeing him in all over the world. He went back to Brazil. I saw him in Japan. I can only imagine that he's been training with the best Japanese wrestlers and judokas and karate guys and Japanese kickboxers on the planet while he was out there. He's back in America. He's starting the camp. He is huge, and that part worries me. As this fight goes on, that part worries me. Having to cut 40 something pounds. It's gonna be 25 probably during camp, and then another 20 something during fight week. But he's walking around just under 250, and that kind of weight cut at 38 years old scares me. But if anyone's getting it done, I think Pereira's getting it done, and I think he's going to sleep Magomed out cold. Magomed will reclaim the title within 2 years, but I think Pereira's going to sleep Magomed out cold and move up to heavyweight. Genuinely. This is going to be a really, really good fight. I think Magomed is really good, and if it leaves round two, put all your money on Magomed by decision. If not late KO. I think this extra size is going to give Pereira way more power, but it's also going to give Pereira a lot more of a cardio issue. It's never really been too much of an issue, his cardio, but against Magomed, you're going to be heavy grappling, even if you don't want to, unless your name's Alexander Rakic, then they're going to go band for leg kicks. But Magomed's going to not win this one. I don't believe in Magomed's ability to not get rocked early from a more aggressive Pereira. He's going to have to stand and try to look for counters, which he can find. But I'm choosing Pereira's technique and power early to get this one done and reclaim his title. I think he's going to be on the front foot, pressuring. I don't think he's going to care about the takedowns of Magomed because Magomed's not going to get him. And I think he's going to knock Magomed out cold. As long as he doesn't try to go for some crazy shit like a flying switch knee in the clinch, I think he's going to knock Magomed out cold. And we're going to get a true Alex Pereira KO. Pereira hasn't really had one of those KOs in the UFC where we got to really see how he KOs people. But this is going to be a glory level KO. I see the exchange right now. Perez faking going forward. Uh, Magomed's trying to blitz in and counter him, and then just gets cracked directly on the chin. Out cold, down goes Magomed. Perez steps to the side as his unconscious body falls. Clip farms on him, gets his title back. Then we get Pereira at heavyweight. But that's honestly just the prediction for the video. I'm gonna give Magomed his flowers. I do believe he's a very well-rounded guy. I think his hands are incredibly fast, but he's a strike first, grapple later kind of guy against a more aggressive Pereira who's gonna be looking for a knockout early, who's gonna be looking for the body kicks, who's gonna be looking for the knees up the middle, who's gonna be looking for the leg kicks, which he did defend very well in their last fight, by the way. I will give Magomed his credit where credit's due. He defended those leg kicks beautifully. I think he's gotten much, much better. But he's a strike first, grapple later. He's gonna want to strike with Pereira, especially early on. And if he feels himself getting cooked too much, he's gonna shoot takedowns. It's just by that time it's gonna be too late. He has very, very fast hands, very good counter punching. He's a pressure fighter, but he's also a counter puncher with incredibly fast hands, very tight boxing, genuinely the best boxing at that weight class. I'm not sleeping on Magomed Ankalaev. I just don't believe in his ability to survive being rocked by Pereira. But hey, it didn't really happen in the first fight. You know, we thought Pereira was going to be the one rocking him. He rocks Pereira. But we also thought Magomed was going to be taking down Pereira, and Pereira took him down. I think that it's going to be a very entertaining fight, and it's going to show the true evolution of the game. Because one thing, even though I like Pereira, one thing that has been very evident to me is that Pereira's career makes the sport look like a joke. What do you mean a dude from a different sport in his mid-30s came over to the UFC and in what, three and a half years is a top 15 all-time GOAT with his resume? 2 division weight class champion, has a genuinely amateur record, 12-3, and is absolutely one of the biggest stars in the sport. Has been able to walk through some of the most tried and true people in the sport. Bruno Silva was on like a 3-fight win streak. Andreas Michailidis was a terrible stylistic matchup on paper. Sean Strickland is a well-rounded fighter who just decided to not wrestle. Adesanya can't wrestle somehow, some way. Still got knocked out. Blachowicz made it really close. Why is Blachowicz at 40 giving him that close a fight? Like, that's the only person who can give him that close a fight is a 40-year-old Jan Blachowicz. Because Yuri Prochazka got cooked immediately in both fights. Jamal Hill got slumped because he just refuses to shoot takedowns on this dude. The only people who have had that much success against Pereira are the ones who are trying to grapple with him. I think you just gotta try to grapple with this guy, and then it's gonna make him a lot less aggressive on the feet. But now he has the experience. He's gonna be feeling himself. He defended every single one of Magomed's takedowns. Like, this worst case scenario is being on the ground with Magomed on top of him, and he was able to avoid that for the entirety of 25 minutes. Not because Magomed wasn't trying, but because Pereira's takedown defense was that goddamn good. That every time Magomed tried to get him down, it just didn't work. I 100% believe in Magomed's ability to get this one done. I just think that Pereira's really just it's time. And I think Pereira is going to get the knockout, move up to heavyweight, fight Aspinall. But honestly, I'd love to see Magomed fight Aspinall. I think Magomed Ankalaev is honestly the best shot at beating Tom Aspinall in the world, genuinely. And no one's talking about that, so I would really love to see it happen. Let's say Magomed beats Pereira. He beats Prochazka, who's gonna destroy Roundtree. It's gonna be a very fun and competitive fight, but I think Prochazka's gonna KO Roundtree. Magomed beats up on Prochazka, and then goes up to heavyweight, fights Tom Aspinall. I'd love to see it. I think Magomed's gonna, if he beats Pereira, Magomed's ruling over this weight class for a long, long, long time. He's long been one of the most underrated, underappreciated, overlooked fighters in the fucking weight class, and it's time that he starts getting his flowers now. Jamal Hill would have never been champ had the judging not been questionable. UFC 282. Let's be completely for real. Magomed Ankalaev is that dude, and I do think he will reclaim the belt after he gets KO'd. But I still think he's getting KO'd. Like, Kutalabo's giving him problems in times. I've just seen people give him too many problems. Like, he wins these close fights, but Pereira's gonna win this one. But I don't hate the idea of Magomed winning at all. I think it's better for the weight class Magomed wins. But it's gonna be a fun one. Until then, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell, turn on the notifications. I really do like to see it. And if you have any feedback, put it in the comments. I read them.